Hello. Welcome to our channel. She's Trixie, I'm Sarah, and this is Our Yarn World, a place where we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. And we're on episode 203 today. We are also on, is it the 7th?
I don't even know. I think, yes.
I do believe it's either the 6th or 7th craftiest time of the year.
Yeah.
It'll be in the title, so you will already know before us. But we are on the grind. We are 1 week away from Christmas, and we are really trying to get this done. Our craftiest time of the year is an event that we start at the beginning of November to try to give ourselves some sort of set time of year where we try to get Christmas projects done.
Yes.
Obviously, it would be a little bit more, like maybe, I don't know, wise to have more time, but we do it during the season that gives us the most opportunity, really. If you really think about it with...
Ooh. We will take care of this while you talk.
What I find that when we're in a season that is crazy, like for us, August into October is, August, September, October is so getting ready for the kids going back to school, and it's going into fall, and now you're realizing that Christmas is coming, and there's so many different emotions. I'm not always in the mindset of, we need to get this done, this is happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes I live too much in the moment that I don't think ahead. I struggle to. And then I get weighed down by the projects I haven't finished in the past, and that puts me in a weird mood for the current state, and it just keeps compiling, and then I just go into a state of shutdown, and then my hobby gets kind of kidnapped. So I do try to take what this is with as much of a sense of like, this is my opportunity to get it done as much as possible, while recognizing as I'm getting older, I could give myself more time if I just actually gave myself permission to think that far ahead, to maybe start in October, to maybe start even earlier by asking questions maybe towards the maybe even birthdays or whatever. Be like, I'm trying to think about this next Christmas. I realize that's a couple months away, but I need ideas, because we can't be waiting. We can't just be
not when we're making gifts. No. When we're making gifts, you have to have that time.
Yeah, and especially when you don't know whether something's going to show up, like my kids having asthma problems, my kids having pneumonia. Like, it goes from one thing to another, especially with the changing of the seasons, and we've been having water problems with our pipes. We've been having ice and ice problems and snow drops to like a foot at a time.
And now today it's 39 and melting, and it's crummy and ice.
And our vehicles haven't been working. We've been without heat in one of our vehicles. The other vehicle's not safe to drive because of brakes, and so we've been bundling ourselves up in the car with blankets and on top of all the winter gear we have on, and it's just one thing after another. And sometimes it becomes so taxing to always be feeling the pressure of constantly having to use your spare time on getting stuff done. We love doing it.
Yes.
I'm not about to say that this is something I'm being forced to do. I put this on myself. I enjoy my talent and my ability to give gifts this way. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just that sometimes the pressure we put on ourselves, once we get to this point of the season, it's kind of insane.
Right.
And no one knows that this is even happening. Only us. We're
you guys.
we're really the only ones that are setting this expectation.
Yeah.
But it's just weird, right? Like, I will end here. I saw the creator that had a very interesting take on it. She's crocheting, and you can see all her projects in the back with, you know, yarn wall and everything. And she just kind of was sitting there being like, is it January yet? Is January yet? And then she pauses and she's like, catch me in January. And then she pauses for a minute and she's like, okay, it's January. I'd like to remind you that you gave yourself a very ambitious gift list this year, and it's okay if you didn't get it done. And it's okay if you didn't even get one thing done. It's okay if you got everything except one thing done. You are not a failure. You have a big heart, and you wanted to share what you knew you could do to be able to spark joy. And it's okay if you didn't get it all done. And it was just a very interesting take of like other creators are just realizing that there's a whole community of us that we really set this expectation on ourselves. Yes. And even though we enjoy it, there's also that strain that at the end we're like, even though the adrenaline's pumping and we're like, no, we're gonna get this done. This ain't gonna stop us now. It is stressful. Mm-hmm. It is stressful.
And yes.
It's a stress we put on ourselves, and it helps us grow, and it helps us recognize our limits, and we challenge ourselves, and it's really cool to see what we're able to do. And I'm not saying that any of that's bad. Right. What I'm saying is it is something we put on ourselves. And sometimes we have to realize that maybe we set the expectation a little too high, and it's okay if we don't get everything done. Yeah. I was just talking to my mom about cutting back on some gifts so that I make time for everyone to get a piece.
Yes.
That everyone gets something from me. Instead of compiling all these things at one time, giving myself permission to be like, it's okay if it doesn't all happen right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Kaniel has a birthday coming up too, so you can always just do it for that.
So there's a lot of things that I'm just have to give myself grace for, because I can't punish myself over something when he opens the present, he's going to still be excited for what he got.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that.
In combination with what Uncle Josh got him, too.
There's a lot.
So it's going to be wonderful for him. And for everybody else who's getting gifts, you have been doing a bang-up job on getting everything done. And still getting done while I'm talking. So
yeah, I'm just over here hiding in my corner. Yeah, we are not in the normal filming location today. My father is home for his vacation, and therefore it is just a little bit more reasonable this week for us to film at my house.
He's at home putting a puzzle together, listening to Christmas music. And he's in his happy mood.
And he just needs to enjoy himself, and that's okay. He's not outside in this weather how he normally works. It's okay that he's next to the fire, relaxing with a puzzle.
Yes.
Probably deserves it.
Yes. So, I finished the last
this is so cool.
sun catcher that I am making for this season. I finished all of the gifts that I chose to make, and this is the one that I think I loved them all. I do love them all.
This one is
different. I used a necklace.
And before I say it, there was more creative liberty on this, because you don't know who it's going to.
Exactly.
So I think that there is that, but the added benefit and creativeness of you using already made art I love it so much. You're just so brilliant.
Okay, so to preface, this is going towards a woman's gift at a Christmas party that we're going to with my husband's side of the family, brother and sister and their spouses and kids. So we bring women's gifts and men's gifts. Whoever brings a gift gets to have a gift. If you participate, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. It's all fun just watching people do what they do. And so, not knowing who was going to get this, I put a little bit of extra into it because I wanted it to be
special
for anybody who got it.
It has a little bit of an oomph to it.
Right. So I started with silver, but I put gold into it at the end. So it's got silver, gold, and it's got a necklace in it.
Oh my God.
That is...
Ooh, I love it so much.
That is making it extra special. And then here we go.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
So
it's so brilliant.
It's got the little part in the middle. That's part of the necklace also. I've got the prism in there. And I did each bar with different beading on it. Some of them are just the iridescence with silver. Some of them have the teal and the iridescence. Some of them have greens and blues in it. And then this was just the icing on the cake. Oh, and I forgot. We added extra little dangles from the necklace itself too.
It's such a cool idea of upcycling what you already have. I just see these as being a potential of, like, if you have a loved one who's passed away and you know that their jewelry is not your style, but you still want to commemorate them.
Yes.
Finding a new way to revamp their jewelry, their memory in a way that everyone gets to appreciate it. It's not just you whenever you bring it out of the jewelry box.
Right.
It's something that you're able to do. I know none of this jewelry was something that came from an old loved one or anything.
No.
But what I'm saying is, like, such a unique idea.
Right.
I love it.
Now, I would suggest that each of these sun catchers would be an indoor sun catcher or under a covered porch. Only because it's made out of things that
Wood rust.
yeah, or were not made for the elements. So I would just say that. But it started out as a lampshade and ended up being a sun catcher that the woman's gift is done.
And you mentioning you've gotten everything done that you plan to make.
Yes.
That's insane. Coming from somebody who doesn't.
Well, and doing something that I normally don't do. Now, I have never worked with beads like this in my life. So I had to have the time to do it. And just being able to use the ideas that I was getting in a different way, just doing things in a different way, sparked all that joy in my brain. And I'm just like, so it was fun. And I could do it during watching TV with my husband. I could do it because I had a tray, one of those breakfast trays, and I just put all my tools on there and my beads. And I just worked in front of the TV, figured out what beads went where, and using the wire and just wrapping, and all you're doing really is just putting beads on a wire, wrapping to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, and putting another bead on the wire. You're using things in a different way. I'm using key rings to hold this together and to hang it. So it's not a jump ring where it comes. You put it apart and you put it back together. The key rings, they're not going to come apart because it would have to be an act of God to do that. The weather's not going to do it. So, or whatever. If you're hanging it indoors, it would be nearly impossible to have that come apart like that. So, yeah, I was able to get all those done. I have not started another crochet project. I'm thinking about making something. I have been discussing it with Sarah. She's going to help me with measurements and things after the holiday season. I may have started something by next week, but I'm not sure what to do at this point. I'm kind of at a loss. I finished everything, and so I'm trying to keep myself from being too stressed out. So the last 2 days, I really haven't done much, and I'm not sorry.
You shouldn't be.
I have done as much as I can to make people's holiday season happy and bright. And when I go to the parties that I'm planning to go to and giving my gifts to the people that I'm planning to give them to, I just plan to watch their faces and see the delight and the different things that I've been able to do. So, yeah, I am very happy at this moment to be able to have the things that I need done. But now if Sarah needs help with her projects with beading or anything like that, I can help her now. So, what are you working on?
Well, I just had to undo a whole bunch that I was just doing while I was talking with you.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to do the outline for a fossil cross stitch that I'm doing for one of my nephews. So, here, okay, I got the stitch that I need done. So, the idea is unfolding. Well, last week after we talked to you, and I was trying to actually think why I felt like I hadn't gotten enough done since last week, and I realized that we filmed on Friday.
Yes.
And so it's less time than I normally would to have more done.
Yes.
And so I was trying to give myself that, because normally we film a week from each other, and we're filming
on Wednesdays.
5 days.
Normally we film on Wednesdays, and we put the videos out on Fridays. Mm-hmm. Last week we had to do it on Friday and put the video out on Friday. Next week it's going to be Tuesday, because Wednesday is Christmas Eve, and that's when we celebrate our Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's a different timing, but you're still getting your videos.
Yes. So what I'm doing is I'm actively creating keychains using pixel art with cross stitch. And so I have been creating little collages of every niece and nephew I have, of things that they like and what they would like,
and their colors,
like a keychain. And their colors, yes. With one of my nieces, she likes horses, so I made a horse.
I think that's so
and
pretty.
I still have to put the back on and everything, but I've also been collecting beads and stuff that I feel would be in her interest, and so that I can kind of create a nice keychain for her. That's one that's in its Ziploc right now. Then I have another one that I finished, which I don't even know if this was even active last week.
And it's so beautiful.
But I did tiger, and like I said, these have been little labors of love, and I'm really proud of them. And again, this is for one of my nephews, and he really likes purple and black, and so I've just been collecting beads that I know will fit his aesthetic, and hopefully I can create something that he will like. I have another one done for another one of my nephews, and he likes sharks and red, and so I have a shark busting out of the water.
That is so incredible.
And again, loving red and black. I have a lot of like seed beads that I plan to do something with. I know it's like a little blurry, but because it's not focusing, but I should be able to have a video for you guys next week with all these finished. And then I know I have another one. Where is it? There it is. This one is for another one of my nieces, and she has a kitty cat.
So cute.
And of course, all of her bedangles and stuff that I'm hoping to be able to put in hers. Now, the last two are two more nephews I have. And one of them really likes, sorry if I pushed you over.
Okay.
They like prehistoric animals. They like prehistoric time periods and the creatures that lived at those times. And so dinosaurs, prehistoric animals, anything of that, fossils, anything of that nature. And I was very lucky when I'm pairing each one of these with a book of their interest and at their level, hopefully. That's where I'm kind of getting with this, is that I had something on my lip. I'm sorry. And the interest for him being this prehistoric time period and all the things of that nature, I found a paleontologist who writes books, and he does them for kids all the way up to people in the scholarly, you know, it seems conversational stuff in his field, and just stuff for laymen, people like us that just kind of like it casually. And he had this book that had each state fossil for the continental United States and its origin story from prehistoric times.
So cool.
And when I got it, I was like, ooh, I got it. Let me look at it. And you realize it's not that it's not easy to read, but it's definitely very mature. And he just turned 13. I'm hoping that still captures his interest and that he can grow up to appreciate it maybe. I'm not going to be hurt either way. I'm just hoping that it does spark some sort of interest and scratch an itch for him to be able to learn more for what he likes. And therefore, his little patch that I'm making is going to be a fossil. And so this is the little pixel art that I've created for him and I'm following right now and working on. That's what I was just working on. Now, because of this, you're seeing the white of it. Sorry. Good Lord. The white of it, it's really popping because I filled in all of it with black. But here's the thing. Because I'm planning to do that for him, and I'm dealing with a white cross stitch, I'm trying to get the proper black outline for the first parts, then get the white done, and then fill it in with black with all the shadows and accents. But the problem is that I'm so looking at the outline of the white instead of that first row of black.
Right.
And so what I probably should do is with a Sharpie, I should go in and cross that first row out so I'm focusing on it a little bit more. I might do that. And then my second one the last one I have to get done, this nephew likes specifically black dogs. Now, the shade of black comes in different varieties. You got matte, you got shiny, you got really deep black, you have more glossy blacks and all that. But when you're dealing with thread art, that it's not like you have a whole bunch of paints that you can use where they have different like degrees of the shade.
Yeah, tones.
So I've been trying to find good tones that work to kind of still give off black without it just remaining flat, because I'm doing the dog's face and that requires some dimensional aspects to kind of create like the contours and where the nostrils further in and the face is further back and the shadows with the floppy ears, and that creates some depth, yes. And my mom let me look through her thread bag, and we found some really mauve colored deep blues that are kind of like in that gray zone, that are not just solid gray, that kind of should give some aspect of shadow, and I'm hoping to be able to work with it. I'm trying to offset by having the background be more in gray so that the black can show out, instead of it being the background in black and then that. Like, I'm trying to respect the dimensions here. It's just a lot. it's a lot of extra thinking that normally with these, I find something online and I just mimic it on the graph paper. This one, even though I have an image, because of all the shades of black and because I have to figure out what shade per color I have has to correlate to, I'm really having to use more of my thinking power. And because it's my last one, I have to know I get it right because I don't have time.
Right.
But with all the things I've had to do up until this point, I'm hoping that the skills I've learned up until now do serve me. So I'm leaving that for my last one, so I'm not stressed about anything else. I will get that done, and just be done. But it's very much fine motor skills. This hand has been getting very cramped because I'm holding the sheets like this for long periods of time, and there's a muscle right here that keeps being like, what are you doing? This one keeps getting hurt just because it's just
repetitive.
It's that same muscle, and my hands keep drying out, and yeah, it's kind of nuts. And you got the needle that's poking you, but what I'm thinking is that I will cut them down, and I'm actually going to get some plastic canvas that I'll put in between the cross stitch work that I've done and the felt that I'm putting on the back, so it stays stiff on the inside.
Good idea.
And so it's not just floppy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use some keychain rings that I will sew into the plastic canvas first before I even sew it, so that it will have a good grip on the work and not just be tearing at the material.
Yeah.
And that way there's a little bit more depth to it. And yeah, I'm really...
And the plastic canvas you can sew
exactly
within it too.
And I'm gluing stuff too. I'm using different bonding elements to make sure that they stay stiff and hold. I know that with all the backs of all these, I plan to get like a nice layer of glue on all of it so that it doesn't unwind. It doesn't...
Right. Oh, that fabric glue is so fabulous nowadays.
Yeah. So I'm working on all those things, and obviously all the beads. Very excited about it. The only other project I have two. I have a commission I'm trying to get done as payment. Needs to be done before Christmas as payment for a switch of gifts. They have old toys that are gently used that will go towards my son that fits his interest, so I don't have to pay for them. And I'm making a toy that they don't have time to make that I should be able to get done, so we're switching our services. I haven't showed you that project yet just because I'm not sure if I will, but it is getting done, so that's taking up some of my mental energy. And the last thing is my daughter's hat, and then out of that I'm gonna let it be done. I have other things that keep popping in my brain like, ooh, you could do this, you could do this. I'm like, no, be done. It's okay. You're not going to stay up till 4 a.m. on Christmas night.
Right.
You're able to just relax. Yep. Sometimes that creative spirit and that wanting to give can be addicting, and sometimes you have to give yourself boundaries.
Exactly.
And that's something I've had to learn. I was really hoping to get that Yoshi done to match with the Koopa for my son. Might have to do that for as an added Christmas present. Birthday present. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. It really is okay. And maybe I'll make it in front of him during Christmas break. And that way he knows that's getting done. And he can have it as a late Christmas present. I don't really care.
Right.
I just need to respect my boundaries. Mm-hmm. Recognize I can't get everything done at time. And if then the kids can be a part of the development of things because they love watching me create stuff anyway. Yeah. So sometimes that's fun. And maybe that will be a thing that I do that where it's like over Christmas break, you get to be a part of a gift that I get to control, that you get to control me making for you. Yeah. I might start that. That way I'm not so freaked out to get it done all the time. Yes. And as they get older, they might enjoy that. So who knows? But yes. That was a bit of a ramble, but it's a process. All this is crazy. So, I was able to be the person to decide the quote today, and I chose I thought, fun Christmas quote, because it kind of puts a different spin on how we view this time of year. But I really feel like it captures what happens across the whole entire globe this time of year. And it says, blessed is the season which blessed is the season which engages the whole world, in a conspiracy of love. This is by Hamilton Wright Mabie. I think that's how you say his last name. His last name is spelled Mabie. So I think it's called Mabie.
And it will be down in the description.
But I like it. The word conspiracy is used
negatively now.
Yes, it is. Normally you think of conspiracy theories and you think of governments trying to shut down societies, or medical companies trying to make you sicker so that they can create a cure. All these different things that kind of create this sense of dread. But there's very few times where a conspiracy actually is just for the sake of doing good. And it could seem like a conspiracy theory, but in reality, why not it be something that kind of captures the whole world, right? It's something that gives us a sense of purpose this time of year, to not feel stuck in the gloom of the season. Because when we're dealing with snow, it can be quite impactful, right? We're going to almost like a state of hibernation. The nature's on reset. It is, the leaves have fallen. It is trying to get as much nutrients into the ground, fertilizing, getting that drink, getting the things that it needs. But it kind of requires us to go into a state of reflection, because we're stuck either inside a lot, or if we're outside, we're trying to figure out why we're outside. There's a sense of extra purpose if you're outside, because why would you want to go in that snow? I'm not saying that winter sports aren't good, but even that's a deliberate thing of like, let's make it fun. It takes more effort to go outside in this sort of weather. But it also means you're thinking about what it creates to be comfortable inside as well.
Right.
And I think that a way of capturing our attention by celebrating a season of giving and love is a good way of putting that.
Yes. So, blessed is the season which engages the whole world in a conspiracy of love. Hamilton Wright Mabie.
And yeah, I don't know. You know, we celebrate Christmas. There's a whole bunch of different holidays that happen around this time.
Yeah.
We hope that your holidays go well this year.
Yes.
We hope that you are as prepared as we are, even though some of us over here are not as awesome and done yet with their craftiest time of the year.
We hope you're getting your projects done and your things done, and we hope that you like this video and give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you're doing.
Yes. And so until next week, where it'll be the 8th and 7th or 8th final, one of our final installments for the craftiest time of the year. We hope that you do well, that you are able to get all your whips done, and that you stitch your way
to mental health.